Previously on FPS4Less. All right, so the idea for this build started before the channel existed. I know I went over budget. It's not the best bang for the buck. It all started with the white 3070 I got on the used marketplace. I wanted to do a white build with it, so I started keeping an eye out for deals. I believe it was this case that popped up first. It was on Woot for $90, down from 120 bucks, which is really good deals. Obviously, it's more than your Sama SVO2s for 60 bucks, right? Although you can't find those for 60 bucks anymore, and they're not even coming with the Infinity fans anymore. I was on the lookout for more white parts, right? So I had a Ryzen, I believe I had a Ryzen 5 5500 new, and I also had a Ryzen 5 3600. It's both the processors from the last two builds, from my dad's build and the $400 build, okay? I already was in possession of those because I had those before the channel. That's what I was originally gonna put in here. So I was looking for an AMD board, like a B, a 450 or a B550 motherboard, something like that is what I was looking for, okay? The thing is I was a little bothered with putting, I shouldn't say a low-end processor. I don't know, it just felt like the 3070 is quite a bit better than like the Ryzen 5 5500. I don't know, maybe the balance is good enough. I wanted a little more bang. Once again, on ZTT deals, they ended up posting, it was the Intel i5 12600KF for $109, which is a really good deal for that processor, okay? The thing is I wanted AMD, and I already kind of had a chipset for AMD, right? I wanted a white motherboard though, right? That's what I was kind of looking for. I was looking at those, what are those Jingyu or whatever brand on Newegg. They were all Express motherboards. They had like a lot of white on them, but then they were being sold on Newegg as well, right? I was eyeballing those, a really low end. And then this NZXT motherboard popped up once again on ZTT deals, which matched up with that Intel, right? I wanted a better processor anyways. The motherboard was, I believe, $119, which is kind of expensive, kind of not. I mean, for, a newer motherboard, I don't think it's that bad. And then the Intel, the i5 12600K, boom, matched, right? So that's what I picked up. So I got the processor for $109, I got the motherboard for $120, I got the case for $90, and I got the GPU for $225. Obviously, I could get a cheaper motherboard, right? It's not gonna be as good, but I could have gotten a cheaper one. I could have thrown in one of the processors I already had, stuff like that, but it's all white, right? It looked really cool. I've always been a fan of these style motherboards. I never got the ones with the white plate on it. So I was pumped about that. I actually already had, for a different build, I've had a black power supply that I was going to put into it. I bought the white cable extension, so it wasn't a big deal. White RAM, not a big deal, right? Everything else isn't really a big deal. I got the motherboard, GPU, AIO, all that stuff, right? So I got a decent price and everything. But as you know, the 3070 didn't work. So this build would have come out to be, I believe with the 3070, if it all worked out, it was $855 cost with the cable extensions, okay? But I had to take it a step further. I really wanted the Infinity fan. So the H6 Flow comes with non-RGB white fans that are not even reverse blade. I ended up picking up the pack. It's 2 reverse blades, 3 regular of the Dark Rock Infinity white. I bought it before I got the case. I don't know why. I was thinking I only had 2 intake fans instead of 3, because I just built in the Sama SVO2, which has the 2 intake, right? So of course I get it and I'm like, oh, I need 3. So, I could have just not put them in, but why not? Go big or go home, right? So I bought another pack. Okay, so hold on. So here's the justification for the other pack, right? So I had the 2 reverse and 3 regular, okay? I was gonna replace the 3 fans on the AIO with the Infinity fans, right? So you have the cool looking top, but then I needed a fan for the back. Well, now I'm technically short 1 exhaust fan and 1 intake fan, right? Well, why not? So I bought another pack, right? I'll use the rest of the fans in a different build, and I'll use the NZXT fans and something else as well. But yeah, so then I basically got 2 packs, so that adds $60. It's $30 per 5 pack. So you get the 2 intake, 3 exhaust, right? Or 2 reverse blades, 3 regular fans. But I bought 2 packs at $60, right? So, I mean, obviously I could pull them out, and I feel like the right thing to do would probably be to put all the regular fans back in. But I think it looks super cool, and I'm already not going very budget conscious cautious with it. I'm just kind of going for it at this point, right? Like I'm kind of already breaking the bank on this. So I was on a hunt for another white GPU. Problem is go try to find a white 3070 for $225. It's so hard. I could find other 3070s. In fact, I had the black 3070 when I troubleshooted it that I could have put into it. It's just, I wanted it all white. I wanted it to be white so bad. So on the used marketplace, there was a 3060 for 200 bucks, which I was really close to putting in. But at this point, now I already have that better processor, right? Like what, I'm gonna put a 3060 in with the i5-12600, right? Like, that hurt. I almost did it. I ran across a 2080 as well that was white. I think they wanted like $200 for it. I almost picked that up. Then on the other end of the spectrum, I was finding white 4060s for like 300 bucks. So I was like, well, should I just throw a white 4060 in there? I was tempted to. I got really close. I ended up running across a white 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. It was overpriced. Obviously, you can't find them at MSRP. I ended up paying $509 for it, which is obviously a hit. Especially what bothered me is I got my 5070 for my computer for $550. So here I'm spending $509 on a 5060, right? Well, 5060 Ti, 16 gigabyte, but I got a 5070 for MSRP at $550. And you know, according to benchmarks, you know, the 5070 is quite a bit better. It doesn't have as much VRAM, but it performs better, right? So that was a hard one to swallow, except I know that the 4060 is the most popular card on the Steam hardware chart. So even though everyone wants to talk bad about the, you know, 3060 and the 4060, and I'm sure now the 5060, it's always the most popular card because it's the cheapest and pre-built use them all the time. My thought is there's gonna be a lot of people searching the 5060 in the next year or two. And so I thought this would be another way. If I'm already over budget with the computer, I might as well kind of go hard on it a little bit. So I did it to be kind of relevant. Honestly, the computer performs awesome. You guys will see in the benchmark, it is killer. Like I was shocked at how well this computer did. Okay, originally we're at $850 with a $225 3070. Obviously, we knocked that back. We're at $625, okay? So we add another 500 bucks to it, right? So what? That puts us to $1125 plus another $10, right? $1135. If I was buying a pre-built computer and I spent 1,200 bucks and it performed like this computer does, I wouldn't complain, right? I would be happy with it. You'll see I ran all kinds of games. It ran killer. I'm just rambling on now. That kind of gave you guys some context.